Apple turns post-lawsuit tables on Epic, will block Fortnite on iOS. The ban on Epic's games could last years. And who did not see this coming? So let's put this into perspective. Epic launched a lawsuit against Apple that resulted in a judge basically declaring that Apple can't monopolize payment processor services on their platform. They have to allow third-party payment processors. This could cost Apple like hundreds of billions of dollars. Did you really think they would ever have diplomatic relations with Epic again? I don't think so. Now, this is one of those weird fights where it's basically two villains fighting each other. So it's really funny watching both sides lose. But Apple is definitely the greater evil in this case, by far. So weeks after Epic's apparent quote-unquote win against Apple in the Epic Games versus Apple case, well, remember, Epic actually lost on all counts except for that one, which was actually the biggest one from Apple's perspective. Apple issued a letter denying Epic's request to have its developer license agreement reinstated until all legal options are exhausted. This effectively bans Fortnite and other software from the game maker from returning to Apple's App Store for years. Okay. So this is the point where Epic needs to spin off a shell company and just use that to publish games. Epic was handed an initial victory when the U.S. District Court in Northern California issued an injunction on September 10th, ordering Apple to open up in-game payment options for all developers. At the time, the injunction was something of a moral victory for Epic, allowing the developer to keep its in-game payment systems in its free-to-play Fortnite intact, while avoiding paying Apple a 30% fee that had previously covered all in-app transactions. Yeah, the catch is there are no Epic games on iOS anymore. So, yeah. But now Epic has faced a significant reversal of fortune. In a letter sent on September 21st to Epic's legal counsel, Apple's lawyers said the company refused to reinstate Epic's account until the courts issue a final non-appealable verdict. Epic CEO Tim Sweeney revealed Apple's decision in a series of tweets posted on September 22nd. Sweeney claims that the appeals process for the case could last as long as 5 years. What did you expect would happen? This is the result anyone with a functioning brain could see coming. Now, I'm just thinking about this, like, if I was in Apple's place and a former business partner sued me, which resulted in an injunction that would end up costing me hundreds of billions of dollars, and then they came back and said, hey, can we be on your platform again? What answer would you guys give if you were in their position, huh? Because I'd just tell them to go fuck themselves. I would flat out say, dude, even after the legal issue is resolved, you guys will never be welcome back on our platform. In this one case, I actually agree with Epic, by the way. I think it's fucking bullshit that both Apple and Google can monopolize their payment processing and take that mandatory 30% cut. I'm actually, in this one case, on Epic's side. But putting myself in Apple's shoes, I would tell them to go fuck themselves. They cost me that much fucking money? Oh, hell no. You're never welcome here again. Now, Apple's revocation of Epic's developer license required to develop and distribute games on the App Store was valid, lawful, and enforceable. Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers said in her ruling, this leaves the decision to whether to allow Epic back to the App Store up to Apple. And you know what they're going to do, huh? Now, honestly, if I was Epic, here'd be my next move. Since they already kind of pried the door open to allowing other payment processors, Apple needs to be forced to open up their system. It's inexcusable that you can't install other stuff without jailbreaking your devices that isn't approved by Apple. Even Google lets you install other app stores. Even though it's getting more and more difficult with every update, Google's Google Play Protect BS keeps making things difficult for third-party software. But Apple needs to be forced to allow like other non-Apple approved app stores. Because their excuse is always, oh, it's not because we're greedy motherfuckers. It's because we want to ensure the safety of our customers. Okay. Make sure the customers understand if you go outside of the approved Apple ecosystem, you're not safe anymore. Boom, problem solved. Considering all the hoops you have to jump through to install another app store on Google devices, it's not like your average iSheep will accidentally leave the Apple App Store. Just give them a warning. Hey, this isn't officially Apple approved and vetted. Proceed past this point at your own risk. Safety problem fucking solved. This is all about money. Now, Apple's legal team also cited Epic's alleged duplicitous conduct. Apple was referring to the move that sparked the case, Epic adding code into the iOS version of Fortnite that enables users to buy items directly from the company. I mean, they got a point there. I mean, Epic did this on purpose, knowing what would happen. So even if they're never allowed on iOS again, they did it to themselves. The letter pointed to a twat Sweeney had posted earlier this month. In the twat, Sweeney said he wouldn't trade an alternative payment system away to get Fortnite back on iOS. Sweeney said his words were taken out of context. Literally no one cares. Again, no matter how this court case ends up, if I was Apple, I would never allow Epic back on the App Store again unless a court literally forced me to do so. No, Sweeney twatted an email he wrote to Apple's legal counsel on September 16th, stating that while Epic was appealing the court's decision, it's funny, both sides are appealing, aren't they? The developer had paid Apple the court-ordered $6 million in damages required by the September 10th ruling. He said his company had disabled the server-side software required for in-game payments for players who still had Fortnite installed on their iOS devices. He also alleged that Apple lied about its intentions to work with Epic to bring the developer back to the App Store. No. Okay, I take back everything I just said. I take it all back. I would be willing to work with Epic again. Epic would be allowed back on the App Store. But now we're going to take a 70% cut instead of a 30% cut. Take it or leave it. You want back on iOS? That's what you're going to have to do. And then once the appeals process is done in like 5 years, if the ruling stands and Apple does have to enable third-party payment processors, that's when you kick them off permanently. You know, Apple lied, Sweeney said. Big shock. Big corpos lie. And Apple spent a year telling the world, the court, and the press they would welcome Epic's return to the App Store if they agreed to play by the same rules as everyone else. Epic agreed, and now Apple has reneged in another abuse of its monopoly power over 1 billion users. You know, while the September 10th ruling went in Apple's favor, the company was not granted everything it sought in its legal defense. Judge Gonzalez-Rogers gave Apple a victory in ruling it had not violated the antitrust law, though the company lost the ability to prevent developers from including and advertising their own in-game app purchase payment systems. The ruling could lead to greater repercussions for Apple from other game makers or subscription service providers in the future. Oh, yeah. Now, what I think Apple's actually going to do is they're just going to find other reasons to ban developers that try to go around their payment processing. This is literally going to be another decade or two in court before it's finally resolved. But it's real funny watching this situation, though. This is one of those cases where there's no good guys. It's just two villains fighting each other. So no matter how much they damage and destroy each other, it's just funny to watch. I don't feel sorry for either side. Yeah, so far it's just been a victory for us. Because while both Epic and Apple get fucked in the ass, third-party indie developers that want to put their stuff out on the App Store benefit, because now they don't have to have that draconian 30% cut anymore. So in a way, Epic really did good by filing this lawsuit. They did kind of help the little guy. Oh man, I am so excited to tell you guys right now that finally, after about a year of build-up and shilling, we have launched Blade Devil on Indiegogo, and so far it is doing so well thanks to awesome people like you. If you haven't backed it yet, then please check the links in the description and check out Blade Devil on Indiegogo. You will not be disappointed. Looking forward to seeing you there.